Every wish, every dream you hold in your heart begins with a spark of desire. This desire, no matter how large or small, contains the seed of reality. To bring any wish into reality, you must first recognize that the wish itself is a manifestation waiting to happen. It exists in potential form, waiting for you to nourish it into full bloom. The moment you desire something, you have already set in motion the forces that will bring it into your experience. Desire is the seed of reality, the starting point from which all manifestations emerge. It is the driving force behind every creation, the subtle whisper of possibility that calls you toward something greater. In its purest form, desire is not simply a fleeting want or a superficial craving. It is the deep, resonant feeling that stirs within you, urging you to move toward an experience, a state of being, or an achievement that aligns with your truest nature. Desire is often misunderstood. Many believe that wanting something is rooted in lack, that to desire is to acknowledge what you don't have. But desire, when approached from a place of inner knowing, is not about lack at all. Instead, it is the recognition of what is possible. It is the realization that what you seek is already present within you in potential form, waiting to be called into existence. The moment you desire something, you are connecting with a version of reality that already exists, though not yet in visible form. Everything you see around you, every creation, invention, and transformation in life began with desire. Desire is the force that moves life forward. It is what inspires a person to dream, to reach for something more, and to imagine a world beyond their current circumstances. Without desire, there would be no progress, no innovation, no growth. Desire is the creative impulse that pushes the boundaries of what is possible, turning the invisible into the visible. When you feel desire, it's essential to recognize that this feeling is a signal from your deeper self. It is your inner being communicating with you, showing you what is possible for your life. Desire is not random. It is a form of guidance, a way for you to understand the direction in which your life is meant to unfold. This is why it's so important to honor your desires, rather than dismiss them as mere fantasies or daydreams. They are powerful indicators of the potential reality that is waiting to be birthed through you. The first step in manifesting any desire is to acknowledge it fully, to allow yourself to feel it without judgment or fear. Many people suppress their desires because they believe they are too far-fetched, too grand, or simply out of reach. But in doing so, they cut themselves off from the very energy that could lead them to the realization of their dreams. Desire must be nurtured, for it is the seed from which all things grow. Just as a seed needs water, sunlight, and nourishment to flourish, your desires need your attention, your belief, and your commitment. The moment you plant the seed of desire within your consciousness, you activate the forces that will bring it into reality. But like any seed, it must be tended to with care and patience. You cannot plant a seed one day and expect a tree to grow overnight. The same is true with your desires. They require time to grow, to gather the necessary elements that will allow them to come into full bloom. This is where many people falter, losing faith when they don't see immediate results. But just because you cannot see the growth doesn't mean it isn't happening beneath the surface. Your desire is alive, growing in ways you may not yet perceive. Desire is also a tool for self-discovery. Through your desires, you come to understand more about who you are and what you value. What you are drawn to reveals aspects of your inner being that may have been dormant or unacknowledged. When you examine your desires deeply, you begin to see that they are reflections of the life you are meant to live. They point you toward your purpose, guiding you toward experiences that will allow you to express your fullest self. It's also crucial to understand that desire is never static. It is dynamic, evolving as you evolve. What you desire today may not be what you desire tomorrow, and that's a natural part of growth. As you manifest certain desires, new ones will emerge, leading you toward greater heights and deeper fulfillment. Desire is a lifelong companion, always urging you to expand, to create, and to experience more of life's richness. However, for desire to lead to manifestation, it must be more than just a fleeting wish. It must become a burning intention, a focused and determined force within you. When desire takes root in your consciousness and grows into conviction, it becomes unstoppable. It becomes the driving energy that moves you toward your goal, aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you wish to create. This process begins internally, long before you see any physical evidence of change. Desire, in this sense, is not passive. It requires you to actively engage with it, to nurture it by imagining it, feeling it, and believing in its possibility. The energy of desire must flow through you, shaping your thoughts and actions in alignment with the outcome you seek. You must hold your desire in your mind and heart, allowing it to become an integral part of who you are. When you do this, the entire universe begins to shift in response to your desire. Circumstances, people, and events start to arrange themselves in ways that support the manifestation of your wish. It's also important to understand that desire is not confined by logic or the limitations of your current reality. Your mind may try to impose restrictions, telling you that your desire is impossible or impractical. But desire is not bound by these constraints. It is the force that transcends limitations, pushing you beyond what you currently believe is possible. It calls you to step into a higher version of yourself, one that is capable of creating a reality far greater than what you can currently imagine. When you honor your desires, you are honoring the creative power within you. You are recognizing that you are not merely a passive observer in life, but an active creator of your reality. Desire is the beginning of this creation, the spark that ignites the process of manifestation. The more you trust in your desires and allow them to guide you, the more you will see the truth of this. What you seek is already seeking you. Imagination shapes your world in ways far beyond what is often acknowledged. It is the invisible force that creates your reality, the internal canvas upon which your life is painted. Everything you experience in the external world first begins as an image, a thought, or a scenario in your mind. Whether you are aware of it or not, your imagination is constantly at work, molding and crafting the circumstances, events, and relationships that unfold in your life. It is through your imagination that you can envision possibilities beyond your current reality, creating the blueprint for what is to come. Your imagination is not just a tool for idle daydreaming, it is the engine of creation. Every significant change, innovation, or achievement in human history started as an idea in someone's mind. The greatest works of art, the most groundbreaking inventions, and the most profound personal transformations all began with a spark of imagination. It is through this mental faculty that you can transcend the limitations of the present moment and explore a future filled with possibilities. In this way, imagination is the key to breaking free from the constraints of your current circumstances and opening yourself to a world of infinite potential. When you imagine something vividly, you create a mental picture that your subconscious mind begins to interpret as real. The subconscious does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined, it simply accepts what you consistently focus on. This is why it is so crucial to guard your imagination carefully. The thoughts, images, and scenarios you hold in your mind have the power to shape your beliefs, your emotions, and ultimately your actions. If you allow your imagination to dwell on fear, failure, or limitation, your reality will reflect those states of mind. However, if you choose to imagine success, abundance, love, or fulfillment, your world will begin to mirror those positive outcomes. Imagination acts as a bridge between your inner world and your external reality. What you continually focus on in your imagination becomes your dominant vibration, and that vibration attracts corresponding experiences into your life. This is not mere wishful thinking, it is a profound law of creation. The more you practice visualizing and imagining the life you desire, the more you condition yourself to act in ways that align with that vision. Your imagination becomes the script that your life follows, influencing the way you think, the decisions you make, and the opportunities you attract. The power of imagination lies in its ability to create new mental patterns. When you repeatedly imagine a specific outcome, you are programming your subconscious mind to accept it as fact. This mental rehearsal not only strengthens your belief in the possibility of that outcome, but also primes your mind to recognize opportunities, solutions and pathways that will lead you toward it. Imagination is, therefore, a form of mental preparation, a way of laying the groundwork for future success. Imagination also has the power to expand your sense of what is possible. Often people limit their desires based on what they perceive as feasible or realistic within the constraints of their current circumstances. But imagination allows you to break free from those self-imposed limits. It invites you to explore scenarios where your dreams are not only possible, but inevitable. When you allow your imagination to soar without the boundaries of doubt or fear, you begin to see how your current reality is just one version of countless possibilities. This mental expansion is essential for creating a life that reflects your highest aspirations. Imagination shapes your self-concept, which in turn shapes your reality. The way you see yourself is largely determined by the images you hold in your mind. If you imagine yourself as someone who is successful, confident, and capable, you will begin to embody those qualities in your daily life. Conversely, if you imagine yourself as someone who is unworthy, incapable, or unlucky, those beliefs will manifest in your behavior and experiences. Your imagination is constantly feeding your self-image, reinforcing the identity you hold. By consciously directing your imagination toward positive self-concepts, you can transform the way you experience yourself and, by extension, the way the world responds to you. Imagination also plays a crucial role in problem-solving and innovation. When faced with a challenge or obstacle, your imagination can offer creative solutions that are not immediately obvious through logical reasoning alone. It allows you to think outside the box, to see connections and possibilities that would otherwise remain hidden. This is why so many great thinkers, inventors, and artists emphasize the importance of imagination in their work. They understand that the mind's ability to envision what does not yet exist is the key to bringing something new into the world. In the same way, you can use your imagination to navigate life's challenges, discovering new paths and opportunities that lead to success. Moreover, your imagination can influence not only your personal reality, but also your interactions with others. The way you imagine your relationships, whether they are filled with harmony and understanding or conflict and discord, will directly affect how those relationships unfold. If you consistently imagine positive, loving interactions with others, you will radiate that energy, and your relationships will reflect that positivity. On the other hand, if you dwell on imagined arguments, misunderstandings, or judgments, those negative imaginings will begin to color your interactions. In this way, imagination not only shapes your personal experiences, but also the dynamics between you and the people in your life. Imagination also has the power to heal. When you use your imagination to visualize health, vitality, and well-being, you are sending powerful signals to your body and mind. The body responds to mental images in profound ways, and studies have shown that visualization can improve physical healing, reduce stress, and enhance overall well-being. By imagining yourself in a state of perfect health, you activate the mind-body connection that supports healing and balance. This demonstrates that imagination is not just a mental exercise, it has real, tangible effects on your physical reality. Imagination is the ability to see beyond what is, into what could be. It is the precursor to all change, the first step in creating something new. Every time you imagine something, you are planting the seed for its potential manifestation. By consistently imagining your desired reality, you create a mental and emotional environment that attracts the circumstances needed to bring that vision to life. Imagination is not passive daydreaming, it is an active process of creation, one that directly influences the world you experience. Assume the feeling of fulfillment, and you will unlock the key to bringing your desires into reality. The feeling of fulfillment is more than a mental exercise, it is an embodied state, a powerful way of aligning your inner world with the outcome you wish to experience. To assume the feeling of fulfillment is to bring the desired future into the present moment. It is the act of claiming what you want as though it already belongs to you, allowing that sense of completion and satisfaction to flood your entire being. When you assume the feeling of fulfillment, you are not merely wishing for something to happen, you are stepping into the emotional and psychological state of someone who already has what they desire. It is about shifting your inner state of being to match the reality you wish to create. The power of this approach lies in the fact that your external world reflects your internal state. If you can cultivate the feelings associated with having what you want, your outer circumstances will begin to align with that inner experience. The process of assuming the feeling of fulfillment begins by identifying what you truly desire and then asking yourself, how would I feel if this were already true? The answer to that question provides the emotional blueprint for the state you need to embody. Whether the feeling is one of joy, peace, excitement, or relief, the key is to access and sustain that emotional state within yourself, regardless of what your current circumstances look like. By doing this, you send a powerful signal to your subconscious mind that the desired outcome is already a part of your reality. Feelings are the language of the subconscious mind. While thoughts can guide your focus, it is your emotions that fuel the manifestation process. The subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined in response to the feelings you consistently hold. When you assume the feeling of fulfillment, you are essentially reprogramming your subconscious to accept your desire as a fact, not just a possibility. This creates a powerful feedback loop where your feelings of fulfillment reinforce the belief that what you want is already yours. And that belief, in turn, influences your actions, decisions, and perceptions in ways that bring you closer to your goal. To assume the feeling of fulfillment, it's important to cultivate a vivid mental picture of your desired outcome. Visualization is a crucial tool in this process, but it must go beyond just seeing the outcome in your mind. You must also feel it with every fiber of your being. Imagine yourself in the situation you want to manifest. What does it look like, sound like, and most importantly, feel like? The more sensory detail you can bring into this visualization, the more real it will feel to your subconscious mind. As you immerse yourself in this imagined reality, allow the emotions of fulfillment to arise naturally. Feel the joy, the relief, the sense of accomplishment that comes with knowing that your desire is already a part of your life. The key is consistency. It's not enough to assume the feeling of fulfillment once or twice. You must make it a daily practice. Each day, spend time deliberately cultivating the feelings associated with your desired outcome. Over time, this practice will create new emotional habits that align with your goal. You will begin to notice subtle shifts in your perception, your thoughts, and your actions. You may start to encounter opportunities or ideas that you hadn't considered before, all of which move you closer to the fulfillment of your desire. This is not coincidence. It is the direct result of aligning your inner state with the reality you want to create. Assuming the feeling of fulfillment also helps to dissolve resistance. Often people experience a gap between where they are and where they want to be, and that gap can create feelings of frustration, doubt, or impatience. These negative emotions act as barriers to manifestation because they are rooted in a sense of lack or incompletion. When you assume the feeling of fulfillment, you bypass those barriers. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, you focus on the emotional experience of already having it. This shifts your energy from one of wanting and lack to one of having and gratitude. Gratitude, in particular, is a powerful amplifier of manifestation, as it signals to the universe that you are already in possession of your desire, thereby attracting more of the same. In addition to its effect on manifestation, assuming the feeling of fulfillment also changes how you interact with the world. When you carry the emotional state of fulfillment within you, it influences your body language, your tone of voice, and your overall energy. People around you will pick up on this shift, and they will respond to you differently. Opportunities may arise seemingly out of nowhere, and the right people may come into your life to support your journey. This is because the energy of fulfillment is magnetic. It draws to you the resources, connections, and circumstances that align with your inner state. This practice also requires a deep sense of trust. To assume the feeling of fulfillment, you must trust that what you want is not only possible, but inevitable. You must trust that the universe is working in your favor, orchestrating the details of your life in perfect harmony with your desires. Trust allows you to relax into the feeling of fulfillment without forcing or controlling the process. It allows you to release the need to know exactly how or when your desire will manifest and instead focus on the emotional experience of already having it. Assuming the feeling of fulfillment also helps to overcome self-doubt and fear. When you step into the emotional state of already having what you want, you bypass the doubts and insecurities that often arise when you focus on the gap between where you are and where you want to be. By assuming the feeling of fulfillment, you affirm to yourself that you are worthy and capable of achieving your desires. This inner conviction strengthens your belief in yourself and in your ability to create the life you want. It's important to remember that assuming the feeling of fulfillment is not about pretending or ignoring your current reality. It is about consciously choosing to focus on the emotional state of your desired outcome, even if your external circumstances have not yet caught up. This process is not about denying what is, but about embracing what could be with such intensity that it becomes real to you on a deep emotional level. When you live from the feeling of fulfillment, you begin to embody the energy of the person who already has what they desire, and in doing so, you accelerate the manifestation process. This practice is about taking ownership of your inner world. Instead of waiting for external circumstances to change in order to feel fulfilled, you take the reins of your emotional experience and choose to feel fulfilled now. By doing so, you shift your entire vibration, aligning yourself with the frequency of your desired reality. This internal shift is the catalyst for external transformation. Faith aligns you with your desire in a way that bypasses logic and transcends doubt. Faith is not about hoping for something to happen, nor is it about wishful thinking. It is a deep, unwavering conviction that what you desire is already yours. Faith connects you directly to your desired outcome, because it operates on the premise that the unseen is just as real, if not more real, than what you can perceive with your physical senses. This belief allows you to move confidently toward your goal without being swayed by external circumstances or delays. Faith begins in the imagination. When you have faith, you are able to hold a vision of what you desire and trust that it will manifest, even if you have no physical evidence to support it. The power of faith lies in its ability to create a bridge between the seen and the unseen, between what is currently manifest and what you are in the process of manifesting. When you operate from a place of faith, you are no longer subject to the limitations of time and space. You are able to transcend the present reality and align yourself with the future you desire. The moment you believe in the reality of your desire, you begin to resonate with it on a deeper level. This resonance is what pulls you into alignment with the circumstances, opportunities, and actions that will bring your desire into physical form. Faith creates this alignment because it shifts your focus from doubt and fear to certainty and expectation. When you are in a state of faith, you are not questioning whether or not your desire will come to pass. You are acting as though it already has. This shift in mindset sets the stage for manifestation. Faith also empowers you to move forward without needing to know all the details of how your desire will unfold. Often people become stuck in the how of manifestation. They want to control every step of the process, but faith allows you to release the need for control. Faith is rooted in trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust in the unseen forces working on your behalf. It is this trust that allows you to take inspired action, knowing that every step you take is moving you closer to your goal, even if the path is not immediately clear. When you cultivate faith, you are aligning your inner world with the fulfillment of your desire. This inner alignment is key, because your external world is always a reflection of your inner state. If you have faith that your desire is already on its way, you begin to think, feel, and act in ways that support that belief. Your thoughts become more optimistic, your emotions more elevated, and your actions more purposeful. This alignment creates a powerful magnetism that draws your desire toward you. Faith also acts as a buffer against the challenges and setbacks that inevitably arise along the way. Without faith, it is easy to become discouraged when things don't go as planned or when progress seems slow. But with faith, you are able to maintain your focus on the end result, even in the face of obstacles. Faith keeps you grounded in the belief that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even if you cannot see how all the pieces fit together in the moment. This allows you to remain patient and persistent, trusting that the timing of your desire's manifestation is perfect. Another important aspect of faith is its ability to transform doubt. Doubt is one of the biggest barriers to manifestation because it creates a split in your energy. On one hand, you may want something deeply, but on the other hand, you may doubt whether it's truly possible for you. This internal conflict weakens your ability to manifest because it sends mixed signals to your subconscious mind. Faith, however, dissolves doubt. When you cultivate faith, you no longer entertain the idea that your desire might not happen. Instead, you operate from a place of knowing that what you desire is already on its way to you. This shift eliminates the internal resistance that doubt creates and aligns you fully with your desired outcome. Faith also plays a critical role in shaping your self-concept. The way you see yourself influences what you believe is possible for you. If you see yourself as someone who is deserving and capable of achieving your desires, then your faith in those desires will be strong. But if you doubt your worthiness or ability, your faith will be shaky. Strengthening your faith requires you to align your self-concept with your desires. You must see yourself as someone who is fully capable of manifesting the life you want. This belief in yourself is foundational to the manifestation process. The role of faith extends beyond just your relationship with your desire. It also affects how you interact with the world around you. When you have faith, you move through life with a sense of calm and confidence. You are not easily swayed by external events or other people's opinions. Instead, you remain centered in your own truth, knowing that what you desire is already unfolding. This inner stability creates a ripple effect in your life. People begin to sense your confidence and certainty, and they respond to you differently. Opportunities may arise that you hadn't anticipated, and synchronicities may appear that seem to guide you effortlessly toward your goal. Faith also enhances your ability to take inspired action. When you have faith, you are more attuned to the subtle nudges and intuitions that guide you toward your desire. These nudges may come in the form of a sudden idea, a chance meeting, or an unexpected opportunity. Because you are operating from a place of faith, you are more open and receptive to these signs, and you are more willing to act on them. Inspired action flows naturally from a state of faith, because you are no longer second-guessing yourself or questioning whether you're on the right path. You trust that every step you take is leading you closer to your desired outcome. Faith also allows you to remain flexible and adaptable. Sometimes the path to your desire may not unfold in the way you expected, but when you have faith, you are able to let go of rigid expectations and trust that the universe has a better plan in store for you. This openness to the unexpected is one of the most powerful aspects of faith. It allows you to release your attachment to specific outcomes and trust that whatever happens is ultimately in alignment with your highest good. This sense of surrender is not about giving up on your desire. It is about releasing the need to control every aspect of the manifestation process and trusting that the universe knows the best way to bring your desire to fruition. Faith, at its core, is an act of surrender. It is the willingness to let go of doubt, fear, and uncertainty, and to embrace the possibility that what you desire is not only possible but inevitable. It is the act of aligning yourself so completely with your desire that you become a living expression of it. Faith allows you to live from the end, to act as though your desire has already been fulfilled, and to trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. It is this alignment that brings your desire from the realm of imagination into the physical world, transforming your inner vision into your outer reality. Persisting in your assumption is a principle that governs the manifestation process. It requires a steadfast commitment to maintaining the mental image of your desired outcome, regardless of external circumstances or opposing thoughts. When you persist in an assumption, you are choosing to believe in the reality of your desire with unwavering conviction, even when nothing in your current reality suggests that it's possible. This persistence is what transforms a fleeting desire into a lived experience. It is through this sustained mental focus that your desired reality begins to materialize. To persist in your assumption means to consistently hold the feeling that your desire is already fulfilled. It is not about hoping or wishing, but about living in the state of the wish fulfilled. The mind is easily swayed by appearances, and the natural tendency is to revert back to the old patterns of thought when things don't appear to be changing. However, this is where persistence becomes critical. It is in the moments of doubt, delay, and discouragement that the true test of persistence lies. You must continue to assume the reality of your desire, regardless of what the physical world presents to you. Persistence is not a passive state. It requires active engagement with your imagination and your inner dialogue. The thoughts you entertain on a daily basis are shaping your reality. When you persist in an assumption, you are deliberately choosing thoughts that align with the end result you desire. This means rejecting thoughts that contradict your desired outcome and replacing them with affirming, constructive thoughts that support the assumption of its fulfillment. By doing this consistently, you are retraining your mind to operate from a place of certainty, rather than doubt or fear. In the process of persisting, you may encounter moments where your desired outcome feels distant or unattainable. These moments are not signs that your assumption is wrong. Rather, they are opportunities to deepen your persistence. It is common to face resistance from the subconscious mind, especially when your new assumption contradicts long-held beliefs or past experiences. The key is to remain unwavering in your mental image, knowing that this resistance is simply the mind's way of adjusting to a new state of being. The more you persist, the more natural this new assumption becomes, until it eventually replaces the old patterns of thought entirely. One of the most powerful aspects of persisting in your assumption is its ability to override the current reality. The external world is a reflection of your internal state of consciousness, and by consistently holding the assumption of your desired reality, you are gradually shifting the outer circumstances to match your inner vision. This is why persistence is so crucial. It is through repetition and sustained focus that the external world bends to reflect the new assumption. Every time you return to the feeling of your desire already being fulfilled, you are reinforcing the new reality in your subconscious mind, which then sets into motion the events, circumstances, and people needed to bring it to fruition. Persisting in your assumption also requires patience. Manifestation is not always an instant process, and there may be periods where it seems as though nothing is happening. These periods of apparent stagnation are often the times when the most significant internal shifts are occurring. Just because you cannot see immediate evidence of your assumption doesn't mean that progress isn't being made. In fact, the very act of persisting through these moments strengthens your belief and deepens your alignment with your desired outcome. Over time, your persistent assumption becomes so deeply ingrained in your consciousness that it feels inevitable. In moments of challenge, it is important to remember that persistence does not require force or strain. It is not about forcing yourself to believe something against your will, but rather gently guiding your thoughts back to the desired state whenever they stray. Persistence is a practice of discipline, but it is also a practice of ease. It is about cultivating a quiet confidence that your desire is already a reality, and allowing that confidence to guide your thoughts, feelings, and actions. The more you practice persisting in this way, the easier it becomes to maintain the assumption of your desire's fulfillment. An essential part of persisting in your assumption is the ability to detach from the how and when of the manifestation. The mind often wants to control the process, to know exactly how the desire will come to pass and when it will arrive. However, this need for control can create unnecessary resistance. When you persist in your assumption, you are trusting that the universe is orchestrating everything in perfect timing and in the best possible way. Your job is not to figure out the details of how your desire will manifest, but to simply hold the assumption that it already has. By releasing the need for control, you allow the manifestation process to unfold more naturally and effortlessly. Persistence also involves a degree of self-mastery. It requires you to remain focused on your desired outcome, even when distractions or challenges arise. Life will inevitably present situations that seem contrary to your assumption, and it is in these moments that persistence becomes most important. You must learn to navigate these challenges without allowing them to derail your mental focus. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending that challenges don't exist, but rather choosing to maintain your inner alignment with your desired outcome, despite the external conditions. Persisting in your assumption also means embracing the feeling of your desire's fulfillment in your everyday life. It's not enough to simply think about your desire from time to time. You must live as though it is already true. This means embodying the feelings, thoughts, and actions of the person who has already achieved the desired outcome. When you persist in this way, you are signaling to your subconscious mind that this new state of being is your new reality. Over time, this consistent alignment between your inner world and your desired reality will cause your external circumstances to shift accordingly. Persistence in your assumption is also about consistency. It's easy to hold an assumption for a few moments, or even a few days, but true persistence requires sustained effort over time. This doesn't mean constantly thinking about your desire in a way that feels obsessive or desperate. Rather, it means maintaining a consistent mental diet that supports your desired outcome. Every thought, feeling, and action should be in harmony with your assumption. The more consistent you are in this practice, the more quickly and effortlessly your desire will manifest. To persist in your assumption is to stay rooted in the belief that your desire is already a reality, regardless of external appearances. It is about maintaining a steady focus on the end result and allowing that focus to guide your thoughts, feelings, and actions. The power of the present moment lies in its ability to shape your reality and unlock the potential to manifest your desires. It is within the present moment that you hold the full control over your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, and it is only in the present moment that you can influence your inner state. When you truly understand and embrace the power of the present moment, you realize that your future and your past exist only as concepts in your mind, while the only true reality is the now. Your ability to focus your attention in the present moment determines the quality of your future, because it is what you think and feel right now that gives life to your reality. In every present moment, you are creating your future through your awareness. Whatever you are focusing on and giving energy to in the now is shaping the experiences you will later encounter. When you dwell on thoughts of lack, fear, or worry, you are projecting those same states of being into your future. Conversely, when you focus on abundance, joy, and the fulfillment of your desires, you are aligning yourself with those outcomes. It is not something that happens later. The creation happens now. The present moment holds the key to all possibilities, because it is the point from which you can direct the flow of your consciousness toward any outcome you desire. Many people mistakenly believe that the future is something that happens to them, as if it is a fixed event outside their control. However, the future is not a predetermined path. It is fluid and malleable, shaped by your thoughts and emotions in the present moment. When you bring your awareness to the present, you gain access to the creative power that is within you. This awareness allows you to deliberately choose your thoughts, consciously align with your desires, and step into the reality you want to create. The present moment is where you exercise your free will to determine the direction of your life. One of the challenges that people face in harnessing the power of the present moment is the tendency to get caught up in the past or the future. The mind often oscillates between replaying past events or worrying about what is to come, which drains your energy and diminishes your ability to consciously create. By focusing on the present moment, you break free from the limitations of time-bound thinking. The past no longer has power over you, and the future no longer holds fear or uncertainty, because you understand that both are shaped by what you do now. In the present moment, you are free to imagine and feel the reality you desire, without the interference of past conditioning or future anxieties. The power of the present moment also lies in its ability to connect you with your inner self. When you are fully present, you become aware of the deeper aspects of your being, your emotions, your beliefs, and your true desires. This awareness helps you align your inner state with the outcomes you wish to manifest. The present moment serves as a mirror, reflecting back to you the state of your inner world. If you find yourself feeling frustrated, anxious, or disconnected, it is an indication that your focus has strayed from the present moment. By returning to the now, you regain control over your internal state and can shift your vibration to match the reality you wish to experience. The present moment is also where your intuition speaks to you. When your mind is clear and focused on the now, you are more attuned to the subtle guidance of your intuition. This inner guidance can lead you toward inspired actions, helping you navigate the path to your desires with ease and flow. When you are fully present, you are able to hear the whispers of your intuition, and you become more receptive to the synchronicities and opportunities that align with your desires. The present moment becomes a space of stillness and clarity, where you can access the wisdom that guides you toward your highest good. In the present moment, you have the power to shift your emotional state. Your emotions are a reflection of the thoughts you are holding in the now, and by changing your thoughts, you can change your feelings. When you focus on the feeling of your desire already being fulfilled, you raise your emotional vibration to match that of your desired outcome. The present moment allows you to practice this emotional alignment, helping you to embody the state of being that corresponds with your manifested reality. Each time you return to the present and consciously choose to feel the emotions associated with your desired outcome, you are drawing that reality closer to you. The present moment also teaches you the importance of acceptance and non-resistance. When you are fully present, you are no longer resisting what is, and you stop fighting against your current circumstances. This acceptance creates a space of peace and openness, allowing the energy of your desires to flow more freely into your experience. Resistance only strengthens the negative aspects of your current reality, while acceptance dissolves that resistance and opens the door to new possibilities. By embracing the present moment, you learn to trust the unfolding of life and to surrender the need for control, knowing that everything is working out in perfect timing. By practicing mindfulness and staying present, you can access the creative power within you more easily. When your mind is scattered between the past and the future, your energy is fragmented, and your ability to focus is diminished. But when you bring your awareness back to the now, you gather all of your energy in one place, creating a powerful point of focus for manifesting your desires. The present moment amplifies your creative power, because it is the only place where you can actively engage with your imagination, emotions, and beliefs. The power of the present moment extends to every aspect of your life, including your relationships, your health, and your career. When you are fully present in any situation, you bring a sense of calm and clarity that improves your ability to respond effectively. Instead of reacting based on past patterns or future worries, you are able to respond from a place of awareness and intention. This heightened state of awareness not only helps you navigate challenges, but also deepens your connection with others, enhances your well-being, and brings greater joy and fulfillment to your everyday life. To harness the power of the present moment, it is important to cultivate practices that bring you into the now. Meditation, mindfulness, and breathwork are all effective tools for quieting the mind and anchoring your awareness in the present. By making these practices a part of your daily routine, you train yourself to live more fully in the now, rather than being pulled away by the distractions of the past and future. Each time you return to the present moment, you reinforce your connection with your inner self and strengthen your ability to manifest your desires with greater ease. Detaching from how your desire will manifest is one of the most crucial aspects of successful manifestation. When you have a strong desire, it's natural to want to control every step of the process, to know exactly how things will unfold, and to be assured that it's on its way. However, this mindset often leads to resistance and frustration because the universe operates in ways that are far beyond our conscious understanding. The more you try to dictate the specific path your desire must take to reach you, the more you limit the infinite possibilities that could bring it into reality. To detach from how it will happen is to let go of the need to control the process and trust that it will unfold in the most perfect way. This does not mean abandoning your desire or losing interest in it. Instead, it means trusting that once you have clearly defined your intention and aligned your inner state with that desire, the how will take care of itself. You need only focus on maintaining the right state of being, one of belief, trust, and expectation, without becoming fixated on the specific steps that will lead to its fulfillment. When you detach from the how, you create space for the universe to work its magic. The universe, or the unseen forces of creation, operates in ways that are often mysterious and far more intelligent than our human minds can comprehend. There are countless avenues through which your desire can be realized, many of which you are unaware of. If you insist on a particular route, you close yourself off from these other possibilities. Detachment allows for the unfolding of events in ways that you could never have planned or anticipated, often leading to outcomes that are even better than what you initially imagined. One of the primary reasons people struggle with detaching from the how is fear. They fear that if they don't know how something will happen, it won't happen at all. This fear stems from a lack of trust in the process of manifestation and a belief that things must unfold in a logical, linear fashion. However, manifestation doesn't follow the rules of logic or linearity. The path from desire to fulfillment is often winding, filled with unexpected twists and turns. Detaching from how it will happen requires releasing the need for certainty and embracing the unknown, trusting that the universe knows exactly how to bring your desire to you in the best possible way. Another important aspect of detachment is the recognition that your job is not to figure out the how. Your responsibility is to define your desire clearly, align your thoughts and feelings with that desire, and take inspired action when the opportunities present themselves. The how is the domain of the universe, which orchestrates events, people, and circumstances in ways that are far beyond your control. When you try to force a specific outcome or micromanage the process, you interfere with the natural flow of events and create unnecessary obstacles for yourself. Detaching from the how also means letting go of the timeline. Often people become impatient when their desire doesn't manifest according to their expectations or within a certain time frame. This impatience leads to doubt and frustration, which lowers your vibration and distances you from your desired outcome. When you detach from how it will happen, you also detach from when it will happen. You trust that everything is unfolding in divine timing, and that there is a reason why certain things may take longer to manifest. The universe's timing is always perfect, even if it doesn't align with your own expectations. By letting go of the need to control the how, you allow yourself to enter a state of flow. In this state, you are open to receiving guidance, inspiration, and synchronicities that will lead you to your desired outcome. Instead of forcing things to happen, you become a co-creator with the universe, responding to the cues and opportunities that arise naturally. This doesn't mean that you should sit back and do nothing. Rather, it means that you take action from a place of trust and alignment, rather than from a place of fear or desperation. When you are in this state of flow, the right people, opportunities, and resources come to you effortlessly, often in ways that seem miraculous. Detaching from the how also frees you from unnecessary stress and anxiety. When you are constantly worried about how your desire will manifest, you create tension and resistance in your mind and body. This resistance blocks the flow of energy and makes it more difficult for your desire to come to fruition. By letting go of the how, you release this tension and allow yourself to relax into the process. You trust that everything is working out for your highest good, and you no longer feel the need to push or force things to happen. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate detachment is through meditation and mindfulness. When you quiet your mind and connect with the present moment, you let go of the need to control the future and allow yourself to simply be. In this state of presence, you realize that everything is already perfect and that there is no need to worry about how things will unfold. Meditation helps you develop a deep sense of trust in the universe and in the process of manifestation. It allows you to release your attachment to the outcome and to the specific way in which it will manifest. Another practice that can help with detachment is gratitude. When you focus on what you already have and feel grateful for the blessings in your life, you shift your attention away from lack and toward abundance. This shift in focus helps you release the need to control how your desires will manifest, because you trust that you are already supported and that more blessings are on their way. Gratitude opens your heart and mind to receive, and it creates a state of flow that allows your desires to come to you more easily. Detaching from how it will happen also requires a certain level of self-awareness. You need to be mindful of when you are trying to control the process and recognize when your attachment to the how is creating resistance. This awareness allows you to consciously shift your focus back to trust and surrender. It's a practice of continually letting go, knowing that the universe is working behind the scenes to bring your desires into reality. With time, this practice becomes easier, and you develop a deep sense of peace and trust in the unfolding of your life. Detachment is about trusting the process of creation and recognizing that you are a powerful co-creator with the universe. It is about knowing that your desires are already on their way to you, even if you can't see the how or the when. When you detach from how it will happen, you open yourself to the infinite possibilities that the universe has to offer. You free yourself from the limitations of your own mind and allow the universe to surprise you with outcomes that are far greater than anything you could have imagined. Living from the end is one of the most powerful principles for manifesting your desires. It involves adopting the mindset and emotional state of someone who has already achieved their desired outcome. Instead of focusing on the current circumstances or the journey toward the goal, you place yourself in the mental and emotional position of already having what you want. This shift in perspective is not just about wishful thinking, it is about embodying the reality you want to experience as if it has already manifested. When you live from the end, you align yourself vibrationally with your desired reality. Every thought, feeling, and action begins to reflect the state of having already achieved your goal. This alignment with the end result is essential because it signals to the universe that you are in a state of readiness and acceptance for your desire to unfold. Living from the end is about occupying the state of mind where your desire is no longer something you want, it is something you already possess. It creates an unshakable belief within you that your desire is inevitable. At the heart of living from the end is the understanding that your external world is a reflection of your internal state. If you constantly dwell in thoughts of lack, uncertainty, or doubt, those conditions are mirrored back to you in your external reality. By contrast, when you occupy the state of having already received your desire, you draw that reality to you. The universe responds to your inner world and begins to align external circumstances to match the internal state you are holding. Living from the end is more than visualizing or daydreaming about your desired outcome. It is an active, moment-by-moment process of shifting your consciousness. In every situation, ask yourself, how would I think, feel, and act if my desire were already fulfilled? What would my day look like if I were already living in the reality I want to create? These questions help to shift your focus away from what is lacking and direct your attention toward the feelings and behaviors that align with the fulfillment of your desire. When you live from the end, you begin to make choices and take actions that are congruent with your desired outcome. Your decisions are no longer based on fear or scarcity, but are inspired by the confidence and certainty that come from knowing that your desire is already yours. For example, if you are manifesting financial abundance, living from the end might involve making decisions with the mindset of someone who is already financially secure, rather than someone struggling with money. This doesn't mean being reckless or irresponsible. It means aligning your actions with the state of abundance rather than lack. Emotion plays a critical role in this process. Living from the end requires you to cultivate the feelings that correspond with your fulfilled desire. If you are trying to manifest love, for example, it's not enough to visualize yourself in a relationship. You must embody the emotions of being loved and cherished in the present moment. These emotions create a powerful vibrational match for the reality you wish to experience. The more consistently you can embody these feelings, the more you draw that experience into your life. A key aspect of living from the end is the understanding that time is not linear when it comes to manifestation. In the realm of consciousness, the past, present, and future are happening simultaneously. This means that the future version of you, who has already achieved the desired outcome, exists now in the quantum field. By aligning your current self with that future version, you collapse the timeline between where you are and where you want to be. You step into the experience of your desired reality before it has physically manifested, thereby accelerating the process of its manifestation. Living from the end also helps you bypass the limitations of the logical mind. The rational mind tends to focus on the obstacles, the how, and the timeline, which can create doubt and resistance. However, when you live from the end, you bypass these limitations because you are no longer concerned with the details of how things will unfold. You are only concerned with occupying the state of already having what you want. This allows the process of manifestation to flow more smoothly, as you are not hindering it with thoughts of doubt or uncertainty. One of the most important shifts that occurs when you live from the end is the change in your self-concept. Your self-concept is the story you tell yourself about who you are and what you are capable of achieving. When you live from the end, you adopt the self-concept of the person who has already achieved the desired outcome. You begin to see yourself as someone who is worthy of success, love, abundance, or whatever it is you are seeking. This change in self-concept is critical because your external reality can only reflect what you believe to be true about yourself. Living from the end also involves a deep sense of inner peace and detachment. When you know that your desire is already fulfilled, there is no longer a sense of urgency or desperation. You no longer feel the need to force things to happen or to constantly check for signs of progress. Instead, you are able to relax into the knowing that everything is already working out in your favor. This sense of peace and detachment allows the manifestation process to unfold naturally, without interference from negative emotions or doubts. Another powerful aspect of living from the end is that it helps you maintain focus. Often, people become distracted by the ups and downs of daily life, which can pull them out of alignment with their desired reality. By continually reminding yourself of the end result, you keep your focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. This focus helps you stay on the path toward manifestation, regardless of external circumstances. Living from the end requires patience and persistence. It's easy to fall back into old patterns of thinking, especially when external circumstances seem to contradict your desired reality. However, the more you practice living from the end, the more natural it becomes. With time, you develop a deep sense of confidence and trust in the process of manifestation. You know that your desires are already yours, and you are simply aligning yourself with the version of reality where they have manifested. This practice also enhances your ability to respond to challenges and obstacles. When you live from the end, you no longer see challenges as setbacks, but as opportunities to further align with your desired outcome. You approach life with the mindset that everything is working in your favor, even if it doesn't appear that way on the surface. This shift in perspective allows you to navigate difficulties with grace and resilience, knowing that your desired reality is still unfolding. Living from the end is a powerful mental and emotional practice that transforms the way you approach your desires. Instead of hoping, wishing, or striving for your goals, you step into the experience of already having them. This shift in consciousness creates a powerful magnetic force that draws your desires into your life. It is the key to unlocking the infinite potential within you and bringing your dreams into reality. Your self-concept is the foundation upon which all of your desires are built. It is the mental image you hold of yourself, the core beliefs you have about who you are, what you deserve, and what is possible for you. In the realm of manifestation, your self-concept is crucial because it directly influences what you attract into your life. The reality you experience is always a reflection of your internal self-concept. If you see yourself as worthy, capable, and aligned with your desires, then your external world will mirror that back to you. Conversely, if your self-concept is rooted in doubt, unworthiness, or limitation, those beliefs will also manifest as your reality. Understanding the relationship between self-concept and manifestation requires recognizing that your thoughts, feelings, and actions are shaped by how you perceive yourself. Every desire you hold is influenced by the way you see yourself in relation to that desire. If your self-concept aligns with the version of yourself who already has what you want, then the process of manifestation becomes effortless. However, if there is a disconnect, if you want something but believe deep down that you are not worthy of it, or that it is out of reach, then that disconnect creates resistance. The key to bringing any desire into reality lies in adjusting your self-concept to match the version of you who already has the wish fulfilled. This is not about forcing yourself to think positive thoughts or pretending that everything is perfect. It is about shifting your core beliefs and assumptions about yourself to align with your desired reality. If you desire love, for example, but hold an unconscious belief that you are unlovable, then that belief will block the manifestation of love in your life. The solution is not to chase love externally, but to cultivate a self-concept that reflects worthiness, love, and fulfillment within yourself. Your self-concept is formed through repetition and reinforcement. Over time, the thoughts you habitually think about yourself solidify into beliefs, and those beliefs create your reality. If you constantly think of yourself as someone who struggles with money, for instance, that belief will manifest in your financial circumstances. On the other hand, if you begin to see yourself as someone who is financially abundant, you will naturally attract opportunities and resources that align with that belief. The shift in self-concept happens gradually, as you consistently affirm and embody the version of yourself that aligns with your desires. One of the most powerful ways to shift your self-concept is through visualization and imagination.by repeatedly imagining yourself as the person who already has what you desire. You begin to reprogram your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind cannot differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. When you consistently visualize yourself living your desired reality, your subconscious mind starts to accept that image as true. Over time, this new self-concept replaces the old limiting beliefs, and you begin to attract circumstances that match the new image of yourself. Affirmations are another effective tool for reshaping your self-concept. Affirmations are positive, present tense statements that reinforce the self-image you wish to embody. By repeating affirmations that align with your desires, you begin to rewire your thought patterns and create new beliefs about yourself. For example, if you are manifesting a successful career, you might affirm, "I am confident, successful, and worthy of all the opportunities that come my way." These affirmations help to anchor the new self-concept in your mind and create a vibrational match with your desired reality. It's important to note that your self-concept is not limited to your conscious thoughts. Many of the beliefs that shape your reality are stored in the subconscious mind, which operates below the level of conscious awareness. These subconscious beliefs often stem from childhood experiences, societal conditioning, or past traumas. If you were told as a child that you are not good enough, or that success is difficult to achieve, those beliefs may still be influencing your self-concept today. The process of reshaping your self-concept involves bringing these subconscious beliefs to the surface and replacing them with empowering, aligned beliefs. Your self-concept also affects the way you interpret and respond to external events. If you hold a positive self-concept, you are more likely to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as setbacks. For example, someone with a self-concept rooted in success and abundance might see a financial loss as a temporary setback, confident that they can easily recover. In contrast, someone with a self-concept rooted in lack might see the same financial loss as confirmation that they will always struggle with money. This difference in interpretation reinforces the self-concept and influences the course of future events. As you begin to shift your self-concept, it's important to pay attention to the small, everyday decisions you make. Each decision, no matter how minor, reflects your self-concept and reinforces it. For instance, if you desire health and vitality, but you consistently make choices that undermine your health, those choices are a reflection of a self-concept that is not aligned with your desired outcome. By making decisions that are consistent with the self-concept you wish to embody, you begin to reinforce the new beliefs and behaviors that support your manifestation. Self-concept is also closely tied to the feeling state you occupy on a daily basis. If you feel empowered, confident, and aligned with your desires, that feeling state will reflect in your reality. Feelings are the language of the subconscious mind, and they have a direct impact on what you attract. Cultivating feelings of worthiness, abundance, and fulfillment, even before your desires have physically manifested, helps to align your self-concept with the reality you wish to create. These feelings act as a powerful magnetic force, drawing experiences that match the vibration of your inner state. Changing your self-concept requires consistent effort and intention. It's not enough to visualize or affirm your desired reality once or twice. The shift must be integrated into your daily life. This means consistently choosing thoughts, feelings, and actions that align with your desired self-concept. Over time, these choices become habitual, and the new self-concept becomes your default mode of being. As you embody this new version of yourself, you naturally attract circumstances, people, and opportunities that reflect the new image you hold. The beauty of this process is that you have complete control over your self-concept, that you are not bound by your past, your current circumstances, or the opinions of others. At any moment, you can choose to see yourself differently. You can decide to embody the version of yourself who already has what you desire, and by doing so, you set the stage for that reality to manifest in your life. This shift in self-concept is the key to unlocking your full potential and bringing your deepest desires into physical form. It empowers you to take full responsibility for your reality and to create the life you truly want from within. Inspired action is often described as the bridge between your desires and their manifestation. While visualization and intention setting are essential components of the manifestation process, it is the actions you take when they are inspired that create tangible results in your life. Inspired action is not about forced effort or pursuing something out of obligation. It is about taking steps that feel aligned with your inner guidance and the vision you hold for yourself. This type of action arises from a place of inspiration and flow, making it a powerful catalyst for turning your desires into reality. When you are connected to your desires at a deep level, you naturally begin to receive insights, ideas, and nudges that guide you toward the actions you need to take. These intuitive impulses can come in various forms: an unexpected opportunity that arises, a sudden burst of creativity, or a feeling of excitement about a particular path. The key is to cultivate a heightened state of awareness so that you can recognize and act on these inspirations when they present themselves. By remaining open and receptive, you allow the universe to communicate with you and guide you toward the next steps on your journey. Taking inspired action means aligning your actions with your inner truth and the reality you wish to create. This alignment comes from a deep sense of purpose and conviction that what you are doing is not only necessary but also fulfilling. It requires you to trust your instincts and to move forward even when the path isn't entirely clear. In this way, inspired action is often accompanied by feelings of excitement, passion, or enthusiasm. When you feel these emotions, it indicates that you are on the right track, moving closer to your desires and acting from a place of alignment. The contrast between inspired action and action taken from fear or obligation is significant. When you take action out of fear, it often leads to stress, burnout, and a sense of disconnection from your true self. You might find yourself working hard but feeling unfulfilled, as if you are running on a treadmill without making any progress. On the other hand, when your actions are inspired, they flow naturally and effortlessly. You feel energized and motivated, as if the universe is supporting you in your endeavors. Inspired action is often the result of clarity and confidence. You know that the steps you are taking are not just random attempts, but are leading you closer to your desired outcome. To cultivate an environment that fosters inspired action, it is essential to create space for reflection and connection with your inner self. Practices such as meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature can help you tap into your intuition and receive guidance. By quieting the mind and turning your attention inward, you become more attuned to the whispers of inspiration that arise. It is during these moments of stillness that clarity often emerges, and you may find that ideas and insights flow freely. It's important to recognize that inspired action does not always have to be monumental. Small steps taken consistently can lead to significant changes over time. Sometimes the most impactful actions are the simplest ones: a phone call, a decision to enroll in a course, or even the act of sharing your ideas with someone else. Each of these actions can create a ripple effect that brings you closer to your goals. By being open to taking inspired action, regardless of its size, you build momentum toward your desires. Another crucial aspect of inspired action is the willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. Often the path to your desires requires you to confront fears or limiting beliefs that may have held you back. Inspired action often invites you to take risks, try new things, and explore uncharted territories. It may be uncomfortable, but it is through these experiences that you grow, learn, and expand your capacity to manifest your dreams. Embracing discomfort as part of the process allows you to push past barriers that once seemed insurmountable. As you begin to take inspired actions, it is vital to maintain a sense of flexibility and adaptability. The manifestation process is rarely linear. It often unfolds in unexpected ways. By remaining open to the signs and synchronicities that occur along the way, you can adjust your course as needed. Inspired action may lead you down a path you hadn't initially considered, but that turns out to be more aligned with your true desires. Trusting this process and allowing yourself to be guided by inspiration rather than rigid plans can lead to outcomes beyond your wildest imagination. Celebrating the inspired actions you take, no matter how small, is also an important part of the manifestation journey. Acknowledging and appreciating your progress helps reinforce a positive mindset and cultivates a sense of self-efficacy. When you celebrate your achievements, you create a positive feedback loop that encourages you to continue taking inspired action in the future. This acknowledgement also deepens your connection to your desires, reminding you that you are indeed moving toward your goals. Surrounding yourself with supportive and like-minded individuals can enhance your ability to take inspired action. Being in the presence of people who encourage and inspire you can ignite your passion and creativity. When you share your goals and visions with others, you invite collaboration and feedback that can lead to even greater insights and opportunities. Community can serve as a powerful motivator, providing accountability and encouragement as you pursue your desires. It's also essential to recognize that inspired action often requires patience and trust in the unfolding process. There may be times when you take action and don't see immediate results, which can be disheartening. However, trusting that each step you take is a part of a larger journey is crucial. Even when the outcomes are not yet visible, every action contributes to your growth and prepares you for the next steps ahead. This patience allows you to stay aligned with your desires, even in the face of uncertainty. Inspired action is a dynamic and transformative aspect of the manifestation process. It invites you to engage with your desires actively, cultivating a sense of purpose and direction. By aligning your actions with your inner guidance and taking steps that resonate with your true self, you create a powerful momentum that propels you toward your goals. As you practice recognizing and acting on inspiration, you unlock the door to a world of possibilities, enabling your dreams to manifest in ways you may have never imagined. The journey of inspired action is not just about achieving your desires, it is also about the growth, learning, and transformation that occur along the way, ultimately leading you to a life that is fully aligned with your highest potential. In conclusion, bringing any wish into reality is a multifaceted journey that involves a deep understanding of the interplay between desire, imagination, belief, and action. Each component we've explored: desire as the seed of reality, the power of imagination, the feeling of fulfillment, faith, persistence, presence, detachment, and self-concept serves as a vital building block in the manifestation process. As you embrace these principles, you cultivate a mindset that not only aligns you with your deepest desires, but also empowers you to take inspired action. By recognizing that your self-concept reflects your wishes, you can shift your beliefs and assumptions to embody the version of yourself who already possesses what you desire. This shift creates a powerful magnetic force, attracting the opportunities and circumstances that resonate with your new reality. When you take inspired action, you align your efforts with your inner guidance, trusting that each step you take is leading you closer to your goals. It's essential to remain open to the journey, understanding that manifestation is not solely about the destination, but also about the growth and transformation that occur along the way. Cultivating a sense of presence allows you to engage fully in each moment, appreciating the process while maintaining a vision of your desired outcome. By detaching from the how and trusting in the unfolding of your desires, you invite a flow of possibilities that often surpasses your expectations. As you integrate these principles into your life, remember that you are the creator of your reality. Your thoughts, feelings, and actions are the brushstrokes with which you paint the canvas of your life. Embrace the power of your imagination, the strength of your beliefs, and the momentum of inspired action, and watch as your wishes manifest into reality. Your journey is uniquely yours, filled with infinite potential and opportunities. Trust in yourself, believe in your desires, and take inspired steps toward the life you envision. The power to bring your wishes into reality lies within you, waiting to be unleashed.